Lightworkers Unite is a podcast and social show hosted by intuitive women, lightworkers, and most importantly, friends, Mayuman Manjeet. Welcome to our podcast, Lightworkers Unite, where we believe there is a lightworker within all of us.
Whether you are a medium, an educator, or a nuclear medicine technologist, there is a lightworker within you, and we have work to do.
This is a safe and sacred place where lightworkers connect, grow, and learn.
And share our light with the world. Hi!
Hello! I know, we're so stupid. How can we laugh every time we say hi?
Probably because we've been talking for an hour prior to that.
Right? And they were like, okay, guys, we should probably record now.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yes.
Episode 48.
Yes.
Oh my God. 48. Yeah. Season 2, episode 2.
Yes. And we're starting this episode with our first topic, intuitive vision boarding. Right?
Yes. Yep.
So
and you know all about that, sister.
Well, it's
yes,
not
you do.
It's not your mama's vision boarding. It's not right. It's not your classic old school. Hey, let's start pulling out some pictures randomly and throwing them on a board. That absolutely can work and does work in many venues, I think. But
yes.
I think I've found over the years that the intuitive vision board process, which is the process that I've trademarked in my company, it feels just a little bit more beefy. Wouldn't you agree?
I like that word, beefy. Juicier, beefy, juicier. Those are all food words. Yeah. Should we go back one step and say, what is vision boarding?
Yeah. Well,
what is it? Like if someone says, I think almost everyone has heard the term, but some people will be like, well, what exactly is that? What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, when you think of it, what comes to your mind just intuitively, like just off the top of your head?
Well, the first thing I think of, and again, this is just my upbringing, I picture cutting things out of magazines and pasting them on a board and saying, yes. I'm gonna manifest this stuff. That's what I think of it as.
Yeah, and I think that's
like the beef of it all, the juice of it all.
I think that is the basic fundamental principle of a vision board. Yeah. It is about creating a board and having it in your line of sight on the regular so that when you see these things, you're able to identify them in the real world and then make them happen. Right. And so that's why they're called, you have a vision and it's on a board and it hopefully will come true. Right.
Right. I'm going to manifest it.
Yeah. And so I've always been attracted to vision boards even before I was a coach, because I always thought they were kind of cool to like see these, just these random pictures coming to life. But I think as I started getting more into them, like really starting to explore them, especially as a coach, I realized that there were some pieces missing in the gathering and creation of the board. So that's why I created the intuitive vision board process. So it's not just a matter of like putting some pictures on a board. With my process, there's actually the very first part of it, which is coaching. So we do coach around the topic that we're wanting to manifest. So there's a little more direction, right? Like you're creating more intention. Yeah.
I like that because imagine if you have a group coming together and you don't have an intention or theme or, however you want to say it, where it gives them some direction or an area of their life to focus, then they could be all over the place. Someone might be sitting in the class saying, I'm going to manifest a new romantic partner. I want to meet someone. And someone's like, I've been married for 25 years and I'm ready to manifest a house. So how that's kind of tough, or maybe it's not. I don't know. But you
Yeah.
really zone in, you narrow it down, and so there's a general intention and
Yes.
theme, right? Is
Yeah,
theme
yeah,
the
that's
right
yeah,
word?
I think that's a great way. Like when I do my private parties, like folks will hire me and then I'll come in and bring all the supplies and like
I did that.
you had one. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
lovely. But your theme was manifestation, right? It was like, what do I want to create? Like an intention
It was
for
life
the next.
purpose.
Was it life purpose?
It was life purpose.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
it was. You're right. So it was
It
a
was so
board
good.
where we created we're really focusing the coaching around where do I want to shine? What is my
Yeah.
purpose in the world? And all of the women that were gathered there had that same frequency. And so with that,
Yeah.
you're feeding off each other's intention of life purpose, right? So
Yeah.
your kind of your theme, it becomes really top of mind, it becomes precedent, it becomes first and foremost. So the another one is intention, like, so like what is your goal for 2021 or 2022? That's a really
Mm.
popular one, like what do I want to manifest in 2021 or the new year, right?
Mhm.
But vision boards don't just have to be, in the beginning of the year, right? Like life purpose, you can have that kind
Right.
of purpose anytime. And my private or my public events for vision boarding, they this year I had 4 events and they're all on the equinox. So there was spring, and then there was summer, and now is fall, which is coming up on in actually next Saturday. So that is all about growth. And then February is going to be all about reflection, because
Mhm.
it's in the winter equinox,
Yeah.
where we're kind of slowing down and going into more of a reflective phase, because without the reflection it's difficult to go into action. you
Mm.
know Sometimes we need that process to really reflect, celebrate, and have closure, right? So that you
Yeah.
can bring in the beauty of the spring. Yeah.
I love that so
Yeah,
much.
so much fun. I
They
love
are so
it.
much fun. They are so much fun.
Oh,
And I know that obviously we're speaking to the the ones that you run and organize and facilitate, but there's also other types of vision boarding. There it's really become where you can do it digitally now, which
mm-hmm.
is crazy. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about that, of what you think if someone's like, you know what, I don't want to sit and cut out of magazines, because sometimes not everyone has magazines anymore, but they want to create a vision board. So they're printing off maybe photos from the internet,
Mm-hmm.
or they're actually going to an app that I happen to know that is about vision boarding, where people will create a board and just snap on pictures and stuff. Like, what are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts about that? Not to say
Yeah.
that one's bad or not wrong or this, but I don't know. Does it still work? Like, I'm curious. What are your thoughts about that
Yeah,
whole
I
process
I love
compared
that.
to what you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of power in that, right? Like cuz but you're cultivating the images that you want on the board, and that is part of the strategy in creating, manifesting what it is that you want in the world, because that's what the
Mhm.
vision board is about, right? It's about
Right.
manifesting whatever it is, whether it's about growth or it's life purpose or it's intention for the year, or it's about love, it's about whatever the board's main focus is. The intuitive vision board process, and that's why it's actually called intuitive, is very strategic. It's not about pre-collecting data.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about going through the actual digging of the coaching process first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible. You
Yeah.
didn't always call it intuitive vision boarding, though, did you?
Not in the very beginning. But it really, it kind of just really, it was just so evident that that's what we were doing. Like people are tapping into
Exactly.
their intuition. And then I tap into the board, so I'm using my
And you're,
intuition at the end. So at
yeah.
the end of at the intuitive vision board, I'll read your board like a tarot card, basically. It just kind of,
Yeah.
they speak to me, in a really profound way. And what I love about that is it's not fabricated, it's not preconceived. These are images that people don't even know why they're picking. Yeah.
Yes,
That's part of
exactly.
the intuitive process, is really trusting open-heartedly that these are the pictures that I'm grabbing. And it's very strategic. So the whole workshop, it's you've got 10 minutes to gather images, and I play music and they're just picking them. And that's the biggest thing, is not to judge yourself. I mean, I used to
Right.
say this to the vision boarders all the time. I went through a whole vision board process where I did this, and I picked all these really horrible images, like of people dying and like the fucking atom bomb and famine, and like I was just like, why am I picking all of these really disastrous images?
Oh, wow.
um but it was actually very, very impactful and very important. And some of them didn't make the cut, so a lot of them didn't get on the board. But
Oh,
it was the process of letting that fear and that energy out of my system, so that I could get to the point of manifestation. Yeah. So
mm.
it's removing the judgment around what you're picking, and then just going for trusting in yourself and trusting in me, as your facilitator, right? So you see, I have no aversion to like people going online and picking pictures and doing it that way. But for the intuitive vision board process, it kind of negates that. Yeah. Does that
Yeah.
answer your
And
question?
also it does. No,
Yeah.
I find it fascinating because I agree that you're trying not to, squash anyone's desire or goal to like, gosh, you know what? I really want a vision board, but I don't know if I have time to sign up for Manjeet's. I don't know if I want to wait until the next one. And
Yeah.
so I want to make shit happen now. And this is what's easiest for me right
Mm-hmm.
now. So there's all of that and different people having different kinds of vision boarding parties.
Yeah.
Yours, and I can say this completely honestly because I have experienced it myself, was a completely different approach to vision boarding for me.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I know my girlfriends loved it. You know, they were my high school besties, and we still talk about that. And I still have that board because
Mm.
so much of that board has already manifested. And
Yeah.
the process that you shared with us in getting us started was the theme, right? Life purpose, that kind of set the intention and the goal. But being free to, not free, being open to scanning the pages
Yes.
and then selecting what we were drawn to and not judging it, not controlling
Yes.
it, and not saying, well, you know what, I just want love on all my entire board, so I'm only going to select these, because it
Yeah.
allowed us and it gave us permission to be a little more open-minded. And it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's see what I need to learn. What do I need to know? What's my board going to teach me? I just felt like, and as opposed to like I want to manifest this, it felt like, I don't know how to say it, like it was a blend of both. Like I want to manifest, but I also really must have this picture of me walking into the ocean, you know?
Yes.
And so you
Yeah.
really allowed us to pick them, cut them
Mm-hmm.
out, and then like you said, and then there's placement. So not
Yes.
every picture makes it on the board. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah.
I had to decide where shit went, you know?
Yes.
And there's a process to that of like why that was placed there and what that
Yeah,
means. And I
totally.
fucking love it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's like it's really cool because it's like this investment, right, of your time and your energy, and you're really trusting in the process. So, I mean, yeah, you kind of
Mhm.
do have to surrender to like the process of just, okay, let's just flip through the fucking magazines. Whatever you feel, if you're hovering over any image longer than like 3 seconds, it's yours. Take it, grab it,
Mm,
just pull them out.
mm.
But it all
Okay.
starts to make sense at the end, doesn't it? When you're
Wow. I love
it,
it.
I cannot tell you how many people would say, okay, Manj, I picked these bloody pictures. I have no idea what they mean. They really don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just this beautiful surrendering, right? It's this beautiful process of like completely trusting in their intuition. And
Yeah.
once they have an opportunity, first they will talk about the board. So they'll tell me kind of what they're seeing in the board and why things were placed in the center, why things were placed on the right or the left or on the bottom or whatever. And then, with a new pair of eyes, I get to look at it and then offer, if you're open to what I'm seeing, with the board and your journey with whatever the theme is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of fun. It is really I feel like vision boards are great, and if you don't, can't sign up for one of mine or whatever, that's totally fine. I think the main steps that I would really encourage people to do is to really trust, right? Trust in themselves to pull out those pictures, or if they're picking them digitally, still pick them digitally with your intuition fully accessed, even if it
Okay.
makes you a little uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really still just so that gathering process, you can still honor, I think, your intuitive self. It's just a little trickier digitally, and electronics also bring a whole different frequency, don't they, to
Yeah.
creative endeavors, right? Like any artist will tell you, there's no wrong way to do it, but when you're doing hand to paper work, there's something
Yes.
very, very powerful
Yes.
about opening that creative center physically. Yeah. Don't you agree?
Right.
You're an
Right.
artist.
I do.
You, yeah.
Painting, writing, sketching, all of that when you the mind to hand. There's something that's touched your body, and yes, it still works digitally like you said, but there is something much more innate and connected with your body. I think when you're
Yeah.
cutting those out and pasting with your hands,
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
really fun. Like
it is
there's
fun.
something about, having access to that creative side of you that, do I use the whole picture? Do I cut around the woman
Uh-huh.
picture? How do I make all these pictures fit on the board that I've selected? So
Yeah.
that it's
Do they
just a really fun.
overlap? Do they have a border? Do they not touch?
Exactly.
And I love it because, uh,
It all means
yeah,
something.
it does.
Yeah. So the five steps for the intuitive vision board process is coaching, intention creation, and then we actually talk about the science of vision boarding. So there's some neurological stuff that's happening when you're vision boarding that I
Yeah.
think is really important to know and identify. That there's a bio mechanism happening. There's neuroplasticity happening with these vision boards. And that's what brings it to life for me. That's what brings these boards into fruition, right? It's
Yeah.
understanding the brain science. And then we actually put the board together. That's step 4. And then step 5 is the analysis. That then we
Yeah.
like, okay, everybody, let's have a glass of wine or another one.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You let them drink during it? Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's really your preference, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so.
Yeah.
But I think that even if you're not using the intuitive vision board process, um, there are kind of some really critical things about the vision board. If you're creating one, even if it's digital, I would say trust your intuition.
Jesus.
You okay?
Sorry. John just scared the crap out of me.
John.
He's crawling on the ground next to me. It seriously scared the crap out of me. It's okay. I can edit this out. Where are you going?
I gotta go pick up the microwave thing.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Keep
Awesome.
going.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking that if you wanted to make a board, and do it digitally, my tricks and tips would be to use your intuition, number one, and number two,
Yeah.
have an intention, right? Like, make sure that you're really having a focus. Like, what are you trying to manifest? Even if it's a word or like a
Hmm.
sentence, like, my intention with this board is to create abundance in money. My intention with this board is to create abundance with romance or love. My intention with this board is to open my heart chakra, right? My
Hmm.
intention with this board is to be
Yeah.
authentic with myself, right? So have something that you want to kind of create, collect the pictures. And then there's 4 really important elements of a vision board. Would you like to hear them?
Yes. It makes me want to do it right now. Like I want to do it like right now.
I know. They're so fun, aren't they?
They're so
It's
fun.
I know. It's really cool. So the first one is obviously it's very visual. The boards are meant to be visual.
Yeah.
And your subconscious mind, it works in pictures and images. So don't be afraid of picking pictures, right?
Hmm.
You grab as many of those images that you want to be in alignment with your intention. Yeah.
Okay. I have a
Number
question
two.
about that before
Yes,
you go on to
yes.
number 2.
Mhm.
You don't allow words, is that correct?
I do not. Yes,
And
my
and
process.
why is that? I'm
Well,
sure people
in
are
my,
curious.
oh yeah, yeah. In my and I mean, believe me, there's a lot of people that don't like that because they
Right.
love the words. Like they
Yeah.
will really fight me on it, which is fine. Um, but words in this process, I find are very limiting.
I was just going to say that limiting.
Aren't they?
Okay.
They're very
Hmm.
limiting for the intuitive process. So like
Okay.
when you have a board full of words, you're using those words versus inviting the magic of the imagery to come through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for
Right.
example,
Right.
just for like just a example. Um you could have the word I am strong, right? Like cut out and say I am strong. Or if you weren't allowed to use words, right? You would maybe have a picture, find a picture of a woman fucking kicking ass, right?
Yeah.
And
I agree. Yeah.
in that in that picture of that woman kicking ass, not only is she strong, but she's beautiful, right? Not only is she beautiful, she's in her element, right? Maybe she's
Hmm.
in the water. Her muscles are big, right? She's in her power, right? So
Yeah.
that picture now becomes multidimensional, doesn't it? Versus
Yeah.
I am strong, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I love that. And I just wanted to speak to that because it's so important because a lot of
Yeah.
vision boarding is
Yeah.
words or
Yeah.
phrases or mantras, that resonate with people. And I'm all about words, being a writer, and mantras. But I do agree with you. And I think it was during the process with you that, I could see how the words are limiting.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me it creates so much more magic. So I just wanted to make sure the audience heard that. I just think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that part of it. And some people love it. Some people feel, and some people will find like a quote that they've been looking at for the last couple of weeks or something, and it just happens to show up. And I mean, cut it out. Absolutely. And I would just say, put it on the back of your board. You know, it's not
Okay.
meant to be on the front. It's meant to be a part of it, but not that something
Okay.
that you're bathing your subconscious in all the time. Yeah. So that's
I
actually the third
love
thing.
that.
Sorry, I think we're on number two, aren't we? It's emotional. The board
Okay.
um, is it's meant to fuel your passion. It's meant
Okay.
to have images that invoke a positive response to you. And so, if you do feel emotion around your board, that's okay. That's great because that means you're connecting with it. Yeah.
Well, right. Because that's how you manifest shit. Because you
Yes.
have to get in your vibrational, you have to be a vibrational match to what you're
Mhm.
manifesting. So it
Exactly.
has to ignite that feeling, that
Right.
emotion. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. And then, the third thing is you want it strategically placed. So, like, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that have their vision board. They did their vision board and they had it under their bed like all year,
Oh,
So, you see
oh,
what it's not in a place where you're bathing your subconscious with these powerful images of what you want to manifest,
right.
right?
You have to see
So,
it.
you have to put it in a place where it gives you maximum exposure to it, right? That
Yeah.
way you're constantly just, you're looking at these images, but not only are you looking at them, you're able to then when it shows up in the world recognize it and say, "Oh my god, this is my dress. This is my wedding dress." And once you buy that wedding dress, you're going to put it on and you're going to look at your vision board and go, "Holy shit, that is the exact same dress that's on my vision board."
Yes. That's
Because
right.
you
That's how it
recognized it when it
works.
showed up in the real world, right?
That's
But if
right.
you have your board under your bed, then you
Yeah.
ain't gonna your subconscious isn't
Gonna,
recognizing it in the world.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just so you know, when I did my vision boarding with you, and you do know this,
Yes.
I put a couple kittens on my board. Actually, no,
Yes.
it was just one. Sorry, I put one cat that I was
Yeah.
really drawn to on my board because I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I love cats, and I'd lost my
Oh.
Bubba, so I put this cute picture of this kitten, and lo and behold, I have little Vinny now, who looks exactly like that picture on my board. Exactly. It's
You
crazy.
know, it is really, really amazing, like how these animals, these animal family members, like want to
Hmm.
come into our lives, and when you see them in real life, you're like, oh yeah, you're mine. Like
Hmm.
you're mine. I get it. Yeah. And it's like that with all the things on your board. You're like when you recognize it shows up, you're like, ah, yes. I did the same thing with the dog. And I'm terrified. I was terrified of dogs.
Yes.
And I did it actually at a women's retreat we were hosting. I was the facilitator and I'd put my board together and it scared the absolute flying fuck out of me. I was like, why am I putting this dog on this board?
Oh,
And I still like, and even as I was presenting it to everybody, I was shaking my head. I was going, I don't know why I have this bloody dog on here, but I know Mina, my youngest, loves dogs. And I just could
that's
feel
right.
like this was something part of my journey was to overcome this fear. And 4 years later,
Yes.
we bought a dog. So it was just like, oh wow, it was like I was getting myself used to the idea. Like it sounds
Yeah.
so weird, but it was like it's a very primal fear for me were dogs. But it was like I was getting used to seeing him there every day. And
Yeah.
and so when the real one showed up, I was like, oh, you're just a good little boy. You're just a
I
good little
love that.
Wally. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have a question to that. When you're doing the selection process, during the selection process,
Hmm.
would is it safe to say, is it spirit, is it the universe, is it source, is it your angels, whatever, that's guiding your higher self? Is it guiding you to select these photos because people are saying, well, I want to manifest, I have an intention, right? And I want a house on the lake, so fuck, I'm gonna cut out this
Yeah.
picture of this house on the lake and I'm putting it on my board because I want to
Yeah.
manifest that shit. But is it also, so is it both? Like, how do you know when, for like, you didn't want a dog at that time, but yet
No.
you selected it and put it on? So is it your guides? Is it spirit saying,
Yeah.
Manjeet, put the dog on your vision board?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, what's your take on that? What's your,
Yeah. You
what
know,
is your take on that?
my take really with vision boarding, I really feel like we're accessing our higher self.
I hire ourselves.
I
Hmm.
really feel, I mean, I think guides and all of those entities are coming to support us. But I think when we're really tapping into that intuition, that really powerful place of like, where do I want to fucking grow? Where am I ready to expand? What am I ready to invite into my life? It's like your higher self. It's like my future self, right?
Mm.
It's my
Yes,
20 year
yes,
old, like year older than me self is
yes,
saying, girl, you got this, you can
yeah,
do this, kind of guiding me and
yes,
helping me. So I feel
yeah,
like that really is kind of the, but I mean, it really is. I
yes.
think it's
I
it's
agree.
spiritual, and but yeah.
But yeah, I love that, and I agree. Our higher self is our soul, who is,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, knows us, and been
Yes.
through all these past lives, and going to be in the future lives. And so our higher self is saying, Mayum, add
Mhm.
the kitten to your vision board.
Yes. It's gonna
Manjeet, add
happen.
the dog.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's helpful to have
Yes.
people think, so I'm really connecting with my higher self because my higher self knows
Yeah.
me best and knows what's ahead, knows what I need. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing's magical. Okay, so keep going. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, no. Well, the last one, I love it. I know the last thing about vision boards, and this is not just mine; it's any vision board. These four criteria, right?
Okay.
Is it's meant to be really personal, and if you are fearful of criticism, of your board, then it does impact us as a person, like somebody coming and laughing at your board, or
Right.
it belittles it, right? It becomes,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a piece of you from your higher self, from your intuitive self, that you want to kind of shield that from any negative. It's delicate. That negative energy does not belong around there. And it's
Right.
very similar, isn't it, to like our manifestation. Like when you manifest shit, you surround yourself with all the most beautiful energy, right? So that you can feel positive about it. So if you are scared or worried that your board is going to be made fun of or be around negative energy like that, find a sacred place just for you, where you can see it all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
for you to enjoy. It has your imprint on it, right? um Instead of hiding it under the bed.
Yes. Yeah.
finding that sacred place to honor you and your personal journey. It really is, this element, this important element of the vision board. It gives you permission to be proud of it.
Yeah.
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 So,
Right.
maybe even it's in the back of, like, on the back door of your closet. A lot of women will have it in their closets because that's where they're getting dressed and they're getting ready, and they'll just take a
Hmm.
quick peek at it, and it's perfect, you know?
Hmm.
So, so
I had
yeah, those,
mine at in my bathroom, at my vanity, right in front of my sink, leaning up against the mirror. So
oh,
every time I went
wow.
there, brushing my teeth, um, and of course, Johnny and I have separate vanities, but he could also walk by and see it too. Because fuck yeah,
Mhm.
man, I'm doing some traveling, and you might be involved. So
Yeah.
take a look at my vision board, dude. But
I love it.
it helped. I just saw it there. I just, and kind of soak it in. And then I reached a time where I knew I was done. So I just wanted to
Hmm.
speak to that too.
I
I
love
reached a
that.
point where I was like, I don't need this anymore. I really felt
Yes.
it.
Yes,
Like,
they do.
yeah, like it
Yes. Hmm.
was complete.
I hear that a lot. I hear that a
Do
lot.
you?
Yes, yes. Like, so many people that have been doing this. I mean, I've been doing this for like 15 years, really. I've been a coach for
Yeah.
a long time, but really it hasn't been until the last 15 years that I've really kind of like, this is the process that I'm loving,
Yeah.
but I can't tell you how many people will say, oh yeah, no, I'm done with that board. It's all done. It's completed.
Mhm.
Next board. So they're waiting for the
Yes.
next session because they're ready for whatever is coming next, and it's such
Yes.
a
I'm ready.
powerful way. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a little party. Mm, mm, mm,
I'm
mm.
ready. I love it. And this is getting me psyched.
Yes. Well, Saturday is going to be really excited. I think there's only one spot left for Grow. And then in
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday, sorry, I keep saying Saturday.
Okay.
Sorry,
I
Sunday.
will
Thank
eliminate that.
you.
Sunday.
Sorry.
Yes. No, I just want to make
Yes,
sure.
on
I just want to
Sunday.
make
Yes.
sure that, okay.
Thank you. Yes, and then there's another one in February for me that oh,
Mm,
sorry, December. That one is about the reflection. So that is all about, like, what happened in 2021, and
yeah.
what are you ready to, like, reflect on, and then what are you ready to, like, open up to, like, what are you
Yeah.
ready to manifest,
Right.
in that powerful equinox. There's like a little meditation in there too that I'm throwing in for my public events, because I think it's a really cool way to tap into, like, the equinox energy, the growth
Yeah.
energy, and the reflection energy, and the emerging energy, which was spring. So yeah, it's
Yes.
a lot of fun. Vision boarding, it's just a really powerful and creative way, I think, to really tap in to what you want to manifest without a lot of other people's input. Like, I don't need
Yes.
anybody to do this for me.
Sure
It's
as
a
hell not.
Yes, it's a
No.
very private process, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that makes it more powerful.
Yes, absolutely. It's personal.
It
It's
is.
it's your story. Yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll look at these boards I've done. Oh my God, I have so many boards. I can't even believe it. And I'll look at them and I just get really emotional. Like, I had a board that I had made when I was going through my breast cancer journey. I had just been diagnosed and had, like, a bunch of guided MRI biopsies. I had like 8 of them, and I was
Mm.
swollen, black and blue,
Oh,
all along my breast. It was
oh, my friend.
such a horrible, like, stressful time for me. And I kept seeing 717, my numbers, right,
Yes.
everywhere. And that was the only time that I had ever put a number on my board, was 717. It's
Ah,
on my breast cancer board.
nice.
And I just look at that and I just want to cry, because it was just
Yeah.
I was just trying to dig deep and
Journey.
find my power, like, I gotta find my power through this, because nobody's gonna do this for me but me,
Right. That's right.
so it just, yeah, it's just a really cathartic way, I think, to
Yeah.
heal and open and
Yeah.
breathe.
Do you do them yourself by yourself at home? Or do you,
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Okay.
I definitely, I don't do them when I'm facilitating them. Very
Right.
rarely
No,
will I
right.
ever. Yeah, there's not. It's not
No.
the timing isn't, but it doesn't work for that. But yeah, like, I'll often, you know, um when I'm feeling, particularly like ready, I'll just
Hmm.
grab my stuff and I'll go through the whole process myself.
Okay.
I'll look through the images and have my intention. I'll create my intention statement, and I'll do some digging. So I might do a little journaling myself beforehand around what it
Hmm.
is that I want clarity around. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
coaching myself through some of that stuff. Or it might be after a time that you and I have talked about something that I'm going through that I've created some clarity around. So like you're like my coach, you know,
Hmm.
so I might find some clarity in that situation and go, okay, this is my intention after talking to my girl,
Hmm.
getting
Yeah.
some shit straight,
No,
and
yeah.
then,
Right.
yeah,
Right. Okay. I just love it
yeah,
because let's say, like, again, if someone wants to do this and they're inspired by this conversation we're having, but they can't make your vision boarding or they don't want to wait, so you've given them all the tools of how to start, what's the intention, how to do this.
yeah.
And then, but the one thing they're missing that's the best part of the whole, gathering is the analysis, is the interpretation by Manjeet
Yeah.
Russell. So, I don't know, like how are you interpreting your own when you look at it afterwards? Do you step back and look at it and be like, I put that there, or do you
Yeah.
just do
Yeah,
it?
I'll
And
I'll let it go for a little while. Like I'll do the board and I'll put it away. And then I'll come back with fresh
okay,
eyes. Like so I have to give
yeah,
myself
yeah.
some space from it. And sometimes I've done that before where I've kind of like pretended like it was somebody else. Like it was somebody else's board, like my sister's board
Oh,
or something. And then I'll make notes and
yeah.
go, wow, I'm seeing this number, I'm seeing this animal, I'm seeing this,
Ah.
and I'm seeing this color a lot. Oh wow, this person is really tapping into their second chakra right now. There's
Wow, this
lots
person is a
going
real
on.
fucking badass, beautiful, amazing.
Oh my
Whoever made this
god.
board is like fucking fantastic.
Oh my god. You're so funny. Oh my god. I love
I
you
love
so
it.
much.
Yeah, I
So
love you
yeah,
more.
but have a private party. And if you do a
Mm.
board and you want to talk to me, just reach out and we can talk about an interpretation of the board. But
Mm.
post
Where
in
if
some of
someone
your
wanted to, right? They could take a snapshot and send it to
yes.
you, and you
Yeah.
could, for
I could give them
such
a
and such
for
amount of money, I'll give you an
yes.
interpretation.
Yes,
Ooh.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And it
Mm.
really but I really do think that there's something about that the whole process together. Like if you
Agreed.
really are craving this experience,
Mhm.
there is really something powerful about doing it with your friends, isn't it? Like
Yes,
I
agreed.
can't explain, right? That just the energy, like when we do this on every retreat, when I was working with my other group with the paddle boarding and the yoga
Yeah.
and life coaching. And every time we did it, the energy of the room, just the vibration, just like it just grew and grew and grew. And it was just like, holy shit. And it brings your friendship, so much closer. So yeah, I think if you're really interested in this, it might be time to.
Yeah, I love that we could, or they could, whoever, you guys can contact Manjeet and request or sign up for a private party, which is awesome and
Yeah.
what I did. And then we did it together actually, but I know this is your gig where we did that vision boarding with your angel guides. It was a workshop we did
Yes.
last year. Was it last year or was it 2 years ago
It
now?
was 2 years
Oh
ago
my
with your
God, it
spirit
was
guides.
freaking, yeah, with your, yeah.
Amazing.
And that was amazing. We had a great
We
room
definitely
and
should do that again, though. Don't you think we should definitely do that again when we can all be in person? Because the boards were spirit led,
oh my God,
and it
completely
was it was
magical.
fucking crazy. Yeah, it was
It
it was
was.
nuts. And me and I both read, kind of the
No, I
boards that
did
were
not.
coming up.
You
Oh, you
read all the
didn't?
boards. I
Yeah.
did
Oh,
tarot
you
card
did. You
readings.
did.
Yeah, and then you read the boards at the end because it really is
That right.
your gig to read the boards. So I
Right.
just love that. And I,
Yeah.
I, I think, yeah, that may be something we can do again with, yeah, it
Yes.
was
If
super
anyone's
fun.
interested
I
in
just,
wanting to
yeah,
do that, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely set it up
yeah.
because it
And
was
then
really
any of
cool.
you listeners who've attended one of Manjeet's intuitive vision boards, boarding
Yeah.
parties, especially the one that we did together, I know some of them are listeners, but maybe share where you're at with that board from 2 years ago. I'd be
Oh my
really
God.
curious if you like,
Yeah.
in a comment or contact us and we'll mention you where, oh my God, I did that board and this is what happened. And I'd love to see the results of what
Yeah.
transpired. I love it. I love
You know,
this and I love you.
that's
I love
actually
it.
a section in my workshop is is with the law of attraction, and we talk about like how things are manifesting in people's lives. I actually have clients boards as examples of manifestation. So like
Yes,
I think I actually have one of your board as well
you
as one of
do.
them, and
Yeah.
I recycle them through, so people are seeing different stories, that these are real people that are creating these
Yeah.
boards and manifesting just profound abundance
Right.
in that area. It's really cool because these are, from 2000 all the way up until like last year, where people are seeing the change. So I think yes, I would
Mhm.
love to hear if you have a board that has manifested and come true, because I would, and if you're willing, I'd love to steal it.
Yes. I think it's awesome. I think it's fantastic. Thank you so much for this topic. I think it's eye-opening. I think there's people out there who know about this, who have done it with you and are excited, but there's probably a shitload of people who are like, I just thought vision boarding was stupid, or I thought you had to do this, and they have no idea how what you've created, and this entire process has really become just an amazing, magical, fucking badass.
Aw.
I don't know, like thing. And I love it, and I'm due to. I'm ready for my next board, so let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, girl. I love it. I love
I
it.
love
Thank
it.
you so much for giving me the
Love it.
platform and the
Yes,
chance to talk about one of my passions, vision boarding.
I
However you
know.
want to do
It's
it, however
amazing.
you want to just sit down and make it happen for yourself, and reach out if you have any questions. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Yay.
Yay,
Awesome.
thank
So we're
you.
going to wrap it up. Good job. Thank you so much. And we do have an announcement, yes, before
Yes,
we
we
end.
do. Yes, we do.
So, for all those beautiful,
Goddesses.
yes, I'm like,
Love it.
we unfortunately, and we're really sad to say this, but with the current situation in today's world and where we live in the pandemic, and as we just don't know what next month is going to be like, we're having a really difficult time really locating and finding and nailing down a venue for our goddess gathering for October 20th. And this one was supposed to be in person where we could finally gather together to honor this goddess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it just the way things are lining up, it seems as though we're going to have to make this one virtual. So
Yes.
I know some of you will be disappointed because we were really looking forward to being in person finally together.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there may be some of you that are happy with this decision because now you can attend if it's virtual on
Yay.
Zoom.
Yeah.
So those, that are in New York, California, Canada.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
again, this is our larger gathering. So this one will have 20 seats. So this is Wednesday, October 20th. It's a full moon. It is from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time, correct? Yeah. So for you
Yes.
East Coasters and others, it's a little late, but it's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be
Yes.
amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we are really sorry that we had to move it, but with these unprecedented, ever changing times, I think this is
Mhm.
probably the safest thing to do. That is the most inclusive, um,
And
and safe,
responsible thing to do.
responsible. Yeah, I agree. And so, do we
Mhm.
want to announce who the
Yes,
goddess
let's
is?
do it.
Okay,
Yes,
October
yeah,
full moon.
because it's for October, right?
October. Oh my
Spirit's going to pick
gosh.
the right one.
I know exactly. I fucking picked
Is it who I think it is?
Spider Woman.
Get out of here. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, you picked it or you
I
just saw
just
it?
I know her. She's my friend. And I pulled the deck out and it popped out. And I was like, oh, I really think October would be
Okay.
amazing.
If we had Spider Woman.
And then and they went all jacked like this. And then I was like, there it
Yes.
is. Okay, 48.
Oh
And it's
my God, I
48.
love it.
It's the episode we're on right now.
Oh shit. I love it. Okay, hold on. I
All
have
right,
to
you didn't
send.
even get to pick. Let's pick. You pick.
No, no, no. Let's just see what's happening here.
It was crazy. I picked it first and I put
Yeah.
it back because I was kind of like it was just like I just thought, oh, I'm just fucking around. Like come on, Manji, concentrate. And then as I was shuffling them, they got all like discombobulated
Yeah.
like this, and I went like that, and it was right there.
And it was right there.
That's
She's
what
like,
it did.
she's like,
and
I'm
next
coming
tomorrow-
back.
Mhm.
And you guys, this is crazy shit. It's Spider Woman. And it's about co-creations. Crazy, crazy, crazy how spirit drew that card. And it sounds like we fucking made it up. It sounds like we planned that, but I swear to God, this is not
right?
planned. Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that. And she's October. She's about co-creation. She is, which is really kind of awesome because it is like our big gathering where I feel like we
Yeah.
are really co-creating this sisterhood, really this powerful goddess gathering, this group of people, women, where we're really creating a new frequency, embracing this divine sovereign energy, so it everything about it just was like, holy cow, this is nuts. But we also
Yeah.
are going to be opening up the next quarter of 4
yep.
a little bit later, so we have some really cool exciting updates for you in that world, so just
Yes,
stay tuned
we
and
have.
get ready.
Stay tuned. Yep, get ready. We have more goddess gatherings to come. Yes. All right, you
Yes.
guys.
All right, my
That's
darling.
it.
I
Awesome.
love you so. Thank
All
you
right.
guys.
Love you
So much
more.
love, and I'll see
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
We'll see
Thanks for
you
listening.
soon.
Take care.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
Namaste.
Bye. Namaste.